So, dear colleagues, dear friends, morning, bon dia tothom. Thank you very much for attending this event. First of all, I would like to welcome our guests and thank them for their presence here in the Parliament. I would like especially thank Mr. Wenda, who has been fighting for freedom of his people and nation, West Papua, for all his entire life. He has paid dearly, being both a political prisoner and exiled, and we are especially honored to have him here today. I also want to welcome Mr. Alex Sobel, the chair of the International Parliamentarians from West Papua, who will participate, will also take the floor in this event. So first of all, the first intervenant is Fernando Morena, member of the European Parliament. We will watch it in a video recorded by Fernando. So, the floor is yours.
Dear friends, I would have liked to attend today's launch, but it has not been possible. I would like to take part with this video address. The cost of West Papua is one of the clearest examples of unfinished decolonization and of the need for the international community to recognize the right to self-determination as a tool to overcome conflicts, empower people, and deliver democracy. The current situation in West Papua can be described as a humanitarian emergency with tens of thousands of internally displaced people, constant violations of human rights, and the permanent refusal to allow international human rights protection instruments get into the country. We support a visit by the United Nations Human Rights Commissioner to West Papua, where her office should be allowed full on-the-ground access in order to be able to produce a report without hindrance. In its bill supports the work of the International Parliamentarians for West Papua. Our representatives have brought the West Papua situation to the attention of the Spanish government and have tabled motions for resolution that were passed both in the Basque Parliament and the Spanish Senate. We also support the important task carried out by President Puigdemont at the European Parliament. It's fundamental that the European Union institutions uphold the defense of the human rights of the West Papuan people in any dealings with Indonesia. I look forward to continuing to support the work of the IPWP here at the European Parliament, and I would like to encourage colleagues to join and to do their best to further this just cause.
Thank you very much, Fernando. Today we present here the section of the European Union and the European Parliament in the International Parliamentarians for West Papua. It is a cross-party group of politicians from around the world supporting self-determination for the people of West Papua. With my colleagues Tony Comín and Clara Ponsatí, I asked the European Commission on December 1st last year about the human rights situation in West Papua, remembering that just 60 years ago, the Morning Star flag was officially raised for the first time in West Papua. But after an intriguing process of decolonization from Netherlands, West Papua was annexed by Indonesia in 1963, and since then, West Papua has been living under a regime of extreme oppression, which many qualify as a genocide. Killings, imprisonment, exile, disappearances, forced displacements, continuous attacks against Papuan values, faith and traditions, exploitation of natural resources, destruction of environment, and so on. In our question, we wanted also to remind the European Commission that in 2020, 418 years West Papuan political prisoners, 418 new West Papuan political prisoners were recorded as having been taken into custody. As of today, more than 100 remain under detention awaiting trial or have been given long prison sentences, like Victor Yeimo, an independence movement symbol who has been charged with treason. Note that the EU and Indonesia are negotiating a free trade agreement whose 11th round of negotiation took place between 8 and 12 of November 2021. We want the Commission to watch the respect on human rights in West Papua. The Commission answered in February 2022, this year, that recent discussions took place in the context of the human rights dialogue, and that the safeguarding of freedoms of expression, association, and peaceful assembly remain matters of concern in West Papua, for which the EU encouraged inclusive dialogue to address grievances felt by the local population and ensure respect for human rights. So we want to go even further and put pressure on the EU to acknowledge that the West Papuan right to self-determination. It's a moral and historical debt Europeans have towards the people of West Papua. For these reasons, we are meeting here today. So I now will give the floor to our best friend, Ben Wenda, now.